One fresh out of the mail from Under the Sun Inserts. But we'll lift this up and we will show you the Blackout grill that they have supplied for my 2022 Jeep Wrangler JL. Now this one's a little bit different because they had to make a brand new style for the front camera option. So this one's gonna be, if you have a front camera, they can still make you one that looks great and is also going to work with that front camera on there. Little backstory on Under the Sun Inserts. I have known the owners, Joe and Jamie, for going on probably 5 or 6 years now. They were great friends with me at some of my past jobs, and honestly, we just kept that relationship going throughout the years. And these guys are two of the most hardworking and humble guys that you will meet that created an absolutely awesome product. Now, this isn't the only product that they make. They really hit the market hard when the JKs came out and created these grill inserts for those as well. But they make a lot of other products now as well, including decals, hardtop graphics, and much more, which are coming soon to this channel. In today's video though, we're gonna show you how the install goes for the front flag grill insert if you do have the front camera. So this will be a lot more simple if you don't have a front camera because you don't have to do any modifications at all. Let's get started with this install. We're gonna go over some of the perks of a grill insert and maybe go over some of the myths of them as well. This is a super easy install even if you don't have the front camera, but I think it's almost just as easy with it. So I'm gonna prop this up. There are 6 push pins across the top. Get yourself a flathead screwdriver and pull the centers out and then pull the base out. So addressing some of the concerns that folks normally say about the grill insert, the biggest one is airflow. So a lot of people say about airflow. Now, when I talked to Joe and Jamie, that front grill insert, that aluminum piece that you saw that we're gonna be installing here, still lets in 75 to 80% of the material. So when they actually cut that out, 75 to 80% of the material is in those holes. It might not look like it, but they're very small and they're also very close to each other. So that's pretty cool to know. You're only gonna be reducing it 20 to 25%. And then one of the other cool things I thought of, if you guys have ever, like, I don't know, used an air nozzle or even blown through a straw, you know that with smaller holes and that airflow, it pushes the air in faster. So with this, we're actually gonna be getting faster air into our radiator and our cooling system, which is just something I kind of thought of on the fly, and we'll see how it affects it. But they've been doing these for years and they haven't had any overheating issues. We're gonna be good to go with this 2-liter and enough airflow in here. So the front washer nozzle is actually the same style as the rear quick release. You just have to push in the stainless steel, and then this will actually lean out a little bit further. You can see it is a little different. So here's the wiring. It comes over from the driver's side and works its way to the center and then comes up to here. To get this off, it's the same style as your rear view camera. So we're gonna remove it actually down here in this corner so we can pull the whole grill out. So I've got this disconnected just by pressing it in, and then we can pull the whole grill out and onto the table to do some work behind it. We are going to use a T20 Torx bit to remove actually 10 T20 Torx screws. So there's 1, 2 on the border, 1, 2, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll get those all pulled out. Now with having the center section, we are gonna need to reuse the center section of the grill. Now, Joe and Jamie sent me some photos of it, and you do have to do a little bit of snipping onto the hex or the honeycomb pattern, but don't fear if you guys ever decide that you wanna remove your Under the Sun grill insert and go back to just a standard grill, which I'm never going to do because I think this gives it a really cool look. You can pick those up for like 10, 15 bucks, and we'll leave a Mopar part number in the description too. So if you order one of these grill inserts, you can also just order that part number too. These come out nice and easily. They're just T20s. Looks like they're all the same size too. So this one here actually looks like it pulls, yeah, so that's your whole camera housing. So there's everything right there. So it's the same as the rear camera, but I'm not sure if we actually had to pull that off or not. Figure it out here in a second, but I'm gonna get all these screws off first. I'm gonna pull out these white clips. What you have to do is just to press on the inside of it, and it'll pop right out. I like to also keep all of the goodies that we're using here close by. So I'm not letting any of these get lost because I'm not sure what we're gonna have to use to put it back in. I don't imagine we'll use a lot of this, but I don't like to lose it. Plus I keep these stock parts and I'll put them in a little parts baggie. That way we don't lose them in the future. So those are all off. So guys, don't yell at me, don't call me a wuss. I have gloves on. So I can tell you when working with plastic like this throughout the years, I've noticed that the quality control for the back end of the moldings, it makes this stuff so sharp. So I don't care normally cutting up my fingers, but you guys know you chop them up too bad and you're hurting for a week or two. So I figured throw on the gloves. I already cut my finger, put a Band-Aid on, but here we go. We pop this first one off. So what you have to do for these, get this knob or the tip of this clip to go under this section, and then you push it back. So you push it back like that. I'll show you on this one right here. We're gonna push this over it like so, and then you gotta push this clip right under it. This one's gonna be a little bit tougher. Okay, so we got that one out. These are a little bit tight, guys, so just be mindful. A lot of tension holding these on, a lot of tension. So you see this goes up, and then you have to get this piece to go under it. So it's kind of a little bit of a playing game. Let's see if I can maybe push it with the ratchet. There you go. Okay, maybe that's a little bit of a trick. So I'm gonna use the ratchet with an extension to poke it up, push it through. I mean, I'm pushing the entire grill here. So there we go, we'll pop it up. One more for this side one. So we're gonna pull this one off here, but what we're gonna do, we gotta pop these two off. So we're gonna use a trim removal tool to get the harness, these little, I forget what the name of those are, Christmas tree clips pushed into there. We gotta pull them out. So we just pulled this one out. Let's pull this one out as well here. So we got those two out. Now that'll completely free up this outer panel, so this one can also go. So this one, we're gonna set it aside just in case we wanna go back and forth, but these two are gonna remain absolutely stock. So we're gonna set them here and I'll put them in a safe place with a nice bag. But this section is the key. So I probably didn't need to unclip these that I just struggled with. We're gonna clip these back in, and then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try and put a lot of those retention clips and these screws back in their original location so we can set them aside. I think I could have kept this on also, so just a word of advice, you probably didn't need to remove that either, but oh well. You live and you learn, and that's why you watch Dirt Road CRED, so that way we can go through this, go through the harder parts and make sure it's good for you. So yeah, let's clip these back in, and they're tight clip. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. These I didn't touch here, and those are good. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna reattach these screws. So for the center section has to stay in if you have a front camera. If you don't have a front camera, you're good. And I think they're gonna send one for my dad. I don't know if dad normally watches the videos, even though he's my dad and he should. So if he is, this will ruin the surprise, because I think I talked to Jamie today and I was like, oh yeah, we should get one for my dad. They actually did for him. So my dad's a veteran and they did the Desert Storm camouflage for his Gobi one. So we sent him like a custom image and they printed it out. So they can do custom images too. And it looks sick. So maybe we'll do the same style for his new Gobi, but the JL, he was so bummed when he traded his JK in. The Under the Sun, like the sizes are different. So he had to keep it in the garage, but I don't know. We'll maybe get that for him. He'll be definitely happy to have that. So I'm actually also, guys, I'm going to reconnect the camera housing. So I'm going to reconnect that just because we didn't really need to disconnect it. So if you guys don't want to, you don't have to. So we're just going to reconnect it right like that. But this is why you have to leave the center section in, because you can see this braces it, and then also the wiring, besides those two little Christmas trees that we removed, which they're going to be perfectly fine just kind of sitting behind the grill like that. This is the biggest thing here, just making sure this is all tightened on, which I didn't have to remove it in the first place. So the only ones you had to remove would be this one, and then these two outer clips, because they retain those outer too. I'm also going to just reinstall these 4 clips on the outer border just to give it some more strength, and also so I don't lose them in the future, because like I said, I'm good with parts bags, but I think I'll misplace these. For those of you that maybe have a sensitive stomach and don't like to see good Jeep parts being cut up, I would suggest turning off the screen. Although I say that, this is only a $15 little grill insert. So I got these little cutters here. These are actually flush cutters for zip ties, and they seem to work really well. Jamie and Joe actually said these are the best ones to do, so I will link them in the description if you guys are gonna do this. Mind you, this whole housing is only 15 bucks. So this whole thing, even with this built in, is only 15 bucks. So, but what we're doing is we're just gonna go, whoop, just like that. We're gonna go right along here, and we have to cut all of these out. This actually is working pretty well. So guys, I think the back might be the way to go, because if you have a Rubicon, you have those little like grill surrounds, and you can actually get this to kind of cut behind there so you wouldn't even see it. This is the only major surgery you have to do, so I wouldn't be fearful. Like I said, you can either, I picked these up at Harbor Freight, but I'll link them also in the description. I'm just pulling up gently to see where it's still hanging on. That way we don't tug it. And if you guys are really, really good at this, you probably are able to even like touch this up with a little bit of like sandpaper. I'm not that picky. So there you go. Can go in the trash. And if I want to order a new one, we can easily do so. So you're gonna cut all the way up until here. So you cut the brace off of that, and then same thing all the way down through. This looks a little bit different because they actually pulled the whole plastic piece off, but we're gonna do it still same from behind, and we're gonna trim all these and leave that. So that gives enough bracing for this entire thing. I think that's the cleanest way to do it, to be honest. So we're performing Jeep surgery. We offer Jeep therapy on the Patreon. And today, Ryan, scalpel. It's all for the mods though, you know, it's all for you guys. Heard another YouTuber say that recently after they spent like 140 grand on a Bronco something. It's all for you guys. So you guys are welcome. So they do that, and then this gets cut right here. So I'm gonna try and cut it as flush as I can. Just gotta cut these bottom two, and then flip it over and see how bad of a job I did. No, I think it looks pretty good. But there it all is removed. So as we say goodbye to this, we say hello to a cool insert. So totally worth it. So I got that reconnected. So we reconnected the camera harness down here in the corner. The only other thing to reconnect is this washer line, and that's where they actually give you the hole for. So the hole in that grill insert, that's where this pops through. As you can see, guys, this grill insert is actually going to protect a lot of my condensers here and my coolers on the front. I just wiped away a bunch of bugs and I got some water in here. Those big hexagons let a lot come through. So if you guys are worried about protection, you drive down a lot of rocky roads, this grill insert's going to do a better job. We're now going to set the grill insert into here, and the only thing that has to pop through that hole is going to be this washer fluid nozzle. So that comes through here, and we're going to try and get this connected as easily as possible, just like so. There's a clip, and then what I want to do is you're going to kind of work this all in together. So I'm just kind of taking a look down below at where it needs to rest. So we got to kind of work that center section in as we're getting the grill insert installed. Just get those lower clips kind of started as well at the same time. The last step then is to go around and put all your push pins in. So, all right guys, so the installation is complete on this under the sun blackout flag grill insert on my 2022 JL. I absolutely love the look of it. And honestly, it went quite smoothly with that front camera as well. You just had to do a little snipping around the border here. Nothing too serious, not major surgery. And like I said, if you ever decide to change it out, you can easily just grab that piece. It's 15 bucks. So huge shout out to Under the Sun, Joe and Jamie. These guys are official sponsors of the page, and you will be seeing a lot more of their products on here. That was the biggest thing that I wanted to start when I created this page, was using vendors I know, I trust, and honestly that I've been texting for years and years and met at shows and really believe in the quality of their products. So these are a vendor I support and I trust, and they're not just paying me to do a video. This video wasn't paid for. Now this one was fun. Like I said, I really enjoyed this installation, and overall it wasn't too bad. So if you guys are interested, make sure to check out their website and use the special coupon code DRC20. So that's going to be like Dirt Road Cred, but DRC20. That's going to get you 20% off. So it's a pretty big discount. I know the holidays are coming up. If you guys are looking for that loved one, type in the model of their Jeep, let them know if they have a camera or not on the front, and get this shipped to you. I think this is a great holiday gift, and it's something that even, any Jeeper that barely has any tools can get this done on theirs. Now the coolest part about one of these grill inserts, I obviously chose this one because I do like to support the American flag. I think it looks great up on the front end, but the customization of these is absolutely insane. You guys can send them your logo, you can send them a decal. I think most of the things that they can't do, maybe some of like the copyrighted, like your sports teams, but I might even be mistaken for that. But you can also, on the ones without the specific camera, you can do them dual-sided. So you can print one image on the one side and another image on the other. So if you got one for summer and one for the winter, you can swap them out, whatever your season is looking like. I love the customization of these, and I love the way they look. So it gives it a nice touch, and you can really see how cool it looks even with the high vis. It matches in really well. Next thing I want to mention, decals are here. So we just got these fresh off the printer, and what we're trying to do, these took a little bit longer than we wanted, but these are out of automotive grade vinyl. So this is a 10-year vinyl, and when you stick these on, they're not going to fade, they're not going to peel, and they're not going to wash away like many of the other decals that we get. So I've got a stack here. I've got a bunch of these already set aside for my Patreon, my tier 4 members. So those are going to be shipped out with those specific cards. But I'll give you guys a little bit of a deal for the month of November and December. If you join the $15 or the $25 tier, I'll just instantly send you one of these. So that's easier than, buying it on the website and paying for shipping. I'll send you one of these if you join that Patreon. Plus, it's a good way to just connect and see the behind the scenes information. Until next time, I'm Matt from Dirt Road Cred. Get out there and earn yours.